already begun the samurai sword practice, right, of breathing pure, simple. Notice that what it also does is it slows down your experience of time. Often we're on clock time, tick, 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 tick. Or when we're on breath time, it can be 1 or 2 whole minutes where all you've done is take one extremely lovely, thorough inhale, holding and saturating your system with chi and oxygen, exhaling out waste product, emptying that space and holding the empty space where you create almost a little deprivation, a little hunger for breath. And then you bring that breath in. So let it feel like a luxurious, decadent, blissful opportunity to just be simple. And we'll just be here another minute and a half before we start moving our bodies and opening up joints and whatnot. I always like to point out, just on a fitness level or an exercise level, 26 different muscles are involved in our breathing. So also be sort of curious when you're inhaling, feel it in the ribs, in the diaphragm, in the back, in the belly, in the neck and throat. When you're exhaling, feel those muscles doing their opposite job. So you're working out, I like to think of it as a chassis underneath, underlying, which is this respiratory chassis that is so important for so many reasons. And we just want our brain and respiratory chassis to be very in tune. Another 45 seconds or so. The other reason it's important here to have set this breath, mind, respiratory chassis, body connection is that all the movements we do going forward, we want them to be an extension of the meditation, not a separate practice. So you have set that ground of meditation. Now we build on it. We layer on top of it, okay? So gently open the eyes. Stay right with your breath. Don't be in any rush to hurry up and do any of the things that I show you. Just at your own pace. Spinal movement first. Slide the hands forward and slightly past the kneecaps. Drop the head, round the back. Open the back side of the spine. Then sliding the hands back, moving through neutral. So we come back to vertical, and then we go too far. Elbows back, shoulder blades back, looking up, arch. And 3 more of those, reversing. So we come through neutral, and then we keep going. Round. Through neutral. Arch. 2 more. You can add breath if you can time it. Exhale as you round, holding the breath out as you hold the position. Inhale as you slide hands back and arch, holding that breath. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you arch. And then we settle neutral. Left hand, right knee, right hand to right hip or buttock area. Act as if someone behind you just said your name, and you're turning to look. So turn shoulders and then head. So shoulders, head, you can use your hands to help you turn a little bit more, sort of push on the leg. And then relax that effort. You come back to middle. We go the other way. So someone just said your name. You can go hands, rotate, and look. 2 more of those to each side. With the breath, it would be inhale, middle. Exhale, turn. Inhale, middle. And this might be sort of to Lee's question. This might be one you exhale out the mouth because we're twisting, which is sort of a detoxification practice. We're sort of wringing out the organs and the vertebra, muscles. So you might go in the nose and then in the nose on the way back. Exhale out the mouth. And back to middle. Inhale. The final movement of the vertebra and the spine is the lateral bend. Arms hang. First, we're going to do 3 of them. So the first one, make it as minimal as possible. And this could be your whole exercise. It's just the head leans, the arm. This arm goes a little closer to the floor. This one lifts. You just lift this elbow a little so that the arm's not sort of hanging. It's sort of floating. And then back to the middle. Right? And then again, 24 vertebra, just doing a light side bend. And it could just be so minimal, right? Just lean. This right elbow lifts up a little bit. This hand stays loose. And then we're back to the middle. Let's take that maybe a step further. Lean. Elbow floats. Now notice how the hand, I didn't take my hand out here. It's in close to the chest and it just keeps going. So the arm can move that way. You can get your hand up through that path, and then we let that hand droop, and it comes down in close. It's a unique path, but it's an important one for the health of our shoulders. So lean as far as you'd like. You can stop here. You can stop here. Maybe it feels good to just reach. And then droopity droop. 1 more of each. So again, each of us has our own range. Maybe it's different each time, or maybe there's just a certain range you like to do each time. 1 more. And we're back to neutral. All right. Now, next thing here is our shoulder blades on our back. They do various movements that are important. Elevate and depress or release it down. Other side, elevate and depress. Both. Elevate and depress. 2 more. You can inhale. Exhale. In. And exhale. All righty. Now, take your left hand onto your right knee, and you're going to lean a little bit to the side. And this is where we're doing those circles. So I'll turn sideways so you guys can see it a little bit. So we start very small. Go forward, out, back, in. Circle. Start small, but get larger. Larger. Little bit larger. Some of you will find a certain width or range that just feels fine. You're going to stay there. Others feel like, oh, I actually want to go a little bigger. Maybe bigger still, and possibly even then the biggest, where you sit back upright and go forward, slightly up, slightly to the side, and then let it just drop next to you. Forward, so feel the shoulder socket going through a nice, thorough, comfortable circle. 1 more. And we hang. Lean over again, hand on the knee. Now we do the circle the other direction. Go back, out, forward, in. Start small, get larger. A very important part of this is that it feels like it is hanging from the socket. That's really key to what we're trying to develop, is this soft movement. Then sit upright and forward, down, back a bit, up a bit, not too much, but then forward a lot. Back a bit, forward, and up a bit, and then forward a lot. One more. And let it hang. Other side. Hang. Once it's hanging, start as small as you can and get larger. And again, that's important because what we're really working on is spirals, which are circles, but of a particular kind, which is starting small and getting larger and larger and larger by small increments, like that sort of hypnotist spiral, and then you get to your full size and you sit upright and spiral, 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 and let it hang. Lean over, start small, go in the other direction, forward, in, back, out. Small to large, spiral, soft. Can you move with the hydraulic body, liquid? Not with a whole bunch of work and tension and sort of aggro energy, but no, more like just butter. Butter. Finally sitting upright, buttery smooth. That's what the body can feel like. Just everything just flows with ease, and we're out of our own way, and we let it hang. Let's try that with both. Legs now have to be very close together so they're not in the way. Lean slightly forward so the arms hang. And then we're going circle, a little larger circle, larger still, larger still, larger. Now sit upright, very much forward, a little bit above, a little bit to the back, dropping sort of right alongside us. And then again, forward. A little bit up, a little bit back, forward. Two more. And release. Lean, inward spirals, or whatever the other direction is for you. So try to track that. It's another sort of brain challenge of all this work is tracking. What did I just do and what am I doing now? So that's on each of us to do for ourselves in the practice. And now sitting upright, a lot forward, a little bit back, a little bit up above shoulder height, and then two more. Last one. And hang. I sort of did it a little bit out of order today, so we're going to go back to the shoulder blade circles. So now, you don't have to turn sideways, but we're doing just the right arm. We go forward, up, back, down, and neutral. Forward, up, back, down, neutral. Circle. Circle, two more. Shoulder blade is circling. And change direction. Circle. 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 Opening up. Oh, and one more. Done. Other arm. Forward. Up. It's in the shoulder blade. Back. Down. The arm is just along for the ride. I like to use the image of the shoulder blade is the dragon and the arm is the tail of the dragon. So it's just dragging along behind the dragon. And switch the direction. So again, it's shoulder blade goes back, the arm naturally turns. Shoulder blade rises, the arm naturally floats. Shoulder blade slides forward and down, the arm naturally slides through, and we're back to neutral. Arm is just along for the ride. So for me to move my shoulder blade and not let my arm move is common for some reason. It's because we sort of grab onto our bodies instead of get out of the way. So what we're training is get out of the way. Get out of your own way. Last one. All right. And arms by your side. Legs very close together. Both shoulder blades forward, up, back, down. But we're going to take that one step further now. Shoulder blades forward. As they come up, notice the arm position. Let your elbows float, but these stay loose. Shoulder blades go back, the elbows pull back, the arms naturally turn palm up, and then we are returning neutral. Forward and up. Back and down. So we're cleaning out chest, shoulders, neck, back, this whole area. Shoulder blade. Oh, and down. Now we reverse that. So we're going back, up. This one's always a little funny, right? But we got to let ourselves get back to here before we then get to neutral. And back through neutral and two more. Liquid, liquid, liquid. The more you realize you literally are a liquid system, your spine, your shoulders, everything can move like liquid, fluid. That's what Tai Chi offers. So we're not frozen, sort of bending, reaching, sort of hurting ourselves. We soften, 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 soften to the point where free again, free, right? That's what it offers us. Okay, now we already did our arm circles. Now we're back to elbows here. So bend the right elbow to come up and touch your shoulder and then let it fall down. Simple movement, but as I've mentioned, go ahead and switch sides each time. But what I notice is people with Parkinson's, but people without it as well, just how we're not connected to our body. We see someone do that and people kind of lift and do all this other stuff, right? Where we're just working on the simplest, quickest route from A to B. Just easy, nothing extra. It's a very practical movement. Hand coming up in front of the shoulder. Now, both, same time. This one helps you work on symmetry, especially if you do have some nervous system issues where one moves better than the other. It's a great exercise to just go, can I track them? Can they move simultaneous? Now, keep your hands up. Elbows, chicken wing. This is for deltoids and shoulders, right? Elbows go up, then they drop and hang at neutral. Then slide them around in front and crush something between your elbows. And then relax that, they go to neutral. Then again, softly wing, possibly even pretty high, right? But don't force it. And then back down to neutral and then right across and squeeze those elbows together. So make sure your elbows are touching if they can. And then release. Two more. Wing. Squeeze. Wing. Squeeze. Then the other complement to this one, elbows back. This is sort of like what you might think if you ever done karate in your life. This is a karate position. Feel the muscles in the back shoulder blade arm sort of complex there, tone. Then relax that, neutral. Then here, elbows go forward, right? For some of you, that's maximum, just here, right? Hands on either side of the neck. Others possibly up. Hands kind of on your lower neck. And then back to pointing forward and down, and then karate. Pull back. And then relax, and then forward. Maybe up. And then forward. Down. Two more. Karate. Pull back. Down. Forward and up. Down. Last one. And neutral. Bend elbows, palms facing up. Palms turn down, up. That's pronate, supinate. Pronate, or rather that's supinate, and that's pronate. Laying prone, and then supine. Prone, supinate. Now, keep your palms up. Fingers come in close to each other. back to neutral, they move away from each other. How is that possible? Be curious here. Where is moving? What is changing in order to take the hands away? The elbow joint isn't sort of bending that way. The elbow joint is keeping its 90-degree angle, so it's here. Up in the shoulder, the arm bone is externally rotating, coming back towards neutral, and then going to internal rotation. Finally, hold open. Bend at the elbow, pronate, palms turn face down. They come close to each other by internally rotating. I forgot to say, step your legs wide. And then the arms extend down, almost completely straight. Then they come up, touching almost here. And then in a smooth motion, open. Palms face up, and they go low. So in a gesture of closing and down. And then this is a gesture of opening, down, closing, all the way down. Can you smooth it out so that it has fewer and fewer speed bumps? I think of the nervous system as potentially having speed bumps, hiccups, right? Like little glitchy moments, but by moving more with this chi of smooth, we're sort of smoothing out the highway, right? Final time, open and stay open. Now, one hand up all the way over, cross, up and away, all the way back. Really think smooth. We're in no rush to complete it. Other hand, up, over, all the way. Up, over, back. Let's do 2 more of each. Right, and that sound I'm making is sort of an instruction, right? It's a verbal instruction to some degree, right? It's like that's how our movements can eventually start to feel. Now let's close it down and land. Relax everything for just a moment. Now wrists, hand bones, fingers, but we're going to do this exercise in a way that includes everything. So first let's start the simple version. Float your hands, turn your palms up. When the palms are turned up, notice you can fold and let them fall in through the middle, come down and out pointing forward, and then you turn the palms up again. Fold, come over the top, down, through, and out. So it's a circle, palms face up. Do that a few times where you try to just blend it. Now we add, as the hand's going out, extend your arms completely straight. Spin the palms face up. Now as you fold, not only wrists, elbows fold. Then notice the elbows here. When I let my hands go down, my elbows went from here to there. And then I go out. Spin, fold, fold, and then as my hands come through, the arms change their position. Now they're in internal rotation and extend out, and then they go zzz, external rotation. Internal rotation, and then external rotation. Let's try to do a few where you flow it now. You reach forward, you come back. This rings out these spiral pathways. Good. Now, settle right in front of you. Turn the palms down. Now we do the opposite. Come under and up, and then out like an offering. Turn the palms down. They come under to up and over, offering. Down. Now can you smooth it? Now can we take it one step further? As we go over, we straighten the arms. As you spin palms down and start coming in, now the elbows bend and we're in this funny position. But then as we roll, the arms spiral and now we're in this position. Spin, come through. We got internally rotated arms, and we roll to externally. Do a couple where you lean back, lean forward. So that's the full exercise. One more. So the whole body is liquid and release. Final one here, sort of putting it all together. Hands in front of the face. Lift chest, lift chin, arch back. Open. Then tiger claw into a fist as you round. Bow the head, wrap the arms, squeeze those elbows together, look down. Reverse. Elbows flare out. This is internal rotation. Turn the palms. And then add to this one where you pull elbows down and behind you and open the chest, activate the back. Oh, and then up and round and wrap. It's called opening and closing. Two more. This one is good for so many things, but it's really specifically about the lymph system that can get so stagnated. Oh, and we're just going right for it. The armpit, the diaphragm, the middle back. Oh, last one. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Squeeze and bow around. Now with the inhale, just open to neutral. Hands slide down. Now let's do our leg extension. So I'll turn slightly sideways so you can see the angle. Fists, chamber, bring in the knee, bring the heel towards the butt, and then push, like you're pushing something away from you. Rechamber back to the loaded position and down. Okay, let's do that with each leg. Chamber, push as if you're pushing something away from you that was on wheels or that was like not that heavy. And then reverse and down. Chamber, think that your foot's against something and go push that away. Then rechamber and down. Other side, chamber. You got your foot against it, push it away from you. And then reverse. One more. This time when you push, hold the foot out there. Now, point, flex, point, flex. About 5. Then invert, evert, invert, that little side-to-side movement. Then circles, inward circles. Full and round. Outward circles, full and round. And change. Chamber, push, pointing, flexing. Everting, inverting, that's little in, little out. Such important pathways to have the brain connected to for balance and walking and all of it. Inward circles. Outward circles. And finito. Done. Great job. Scoop to the edge of your chair if you sat back. Now we do our swivel steps. Move back just a touch. Okay. Swivel steps. Left foot, lift ball of foot. Turn that leg out. Lift the heel, swivel on the toe, turn in. Lift the toe, swivel on the heel, turn out. Lift the heel, swivel, turn, in. Final time, out. And then let's walk it back in. So swivel, turn in, lift the heel, turn out. In, out, neutral. 2 more flowing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. The key to this exercise is creating range of motion at this left hip. External, internal. The hip stays stable. The leg is moving. The leg is opening up. And then we walk it in. And neutral. Other side. External, internal, external, internal, open, internal, external, internal, external, close. Two more. A one, a two, a three, a four, a one, a two, a three, a four, and a neutral. One more on your own. Someone's coming in. I gotta click them in. And we're back. Walk it in. And neutral. Okay, so legs have moved. Now legs are stable. What is moving is pelvis. Hinge. Bowing forward. Try to create a very deep crease at the hips. Now come back to neutral and then go further. Open this gap. A little bit of core strength, just a little bit of like a nice opening for the pelvis, and then we're back to neutral. And then bow, and then neutral. And then neutral. Bow, neutral, leaning, and neutral. Now let's do the wide leg forward fold. So we step, step. We got our wide stance. Now the opportunity here, when the legs were close, we're limited how far forward we can go because these thigh bones are in the way. Now we get them over here. This helps us get the groin, the pelvic region right in here to get that nice ringing out that it desires. So hands have to do this for a little stronger base. And we bow the hips between the legs, and we can now sort of drop the belly, drop the ribs, drop the head. And then we're coming back up, all the way up. And even lean a little bit back, 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 back. And we're back to neutral. Change the arm position, elbows slightly out, nice and strong, and bow. And coming up. And leaning back, 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 back. And finally, bow. And back, 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 back. Now we go right into the dragon stirs the sea. So we're leaning back. We tip slightly right. Bow to the right knee. Sweep across. And then lean back, 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 around. And then bow to the right knee. And sweep. And around. Let's go one more. See if you can feel how the whole spine is sort of slightly side bending and then slightly rounding and then slightly side bending the other side. So the whole, all of these circles, let's go switch directions. All the circular spiral-based joints in this movement can get a very interesting experience, including hands, wrists, elbows, arms and shoulders, head and neck. So eventually there is a standing version of this pose as well, but it's sort of difficult. So we're training a lot of these things as building blocks. Back to middle, legs, legs, legs. Final thing in our seated position is for shoulder blades and arms, taking them that extra bit. So up to here, shoulder blades remain in what we call neutrally rotated in terms of up or down rotation, right? Turn the palms. Now to go further, somewhere along this way, the only way you get to here is if the shoulder blades in your back do what's called upward rotation. Here's the neutral, and they turn, basically to turn the cup of your shoulder socket from sideways to up, right? So we went here, turned, and now we're up, 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 and then reverse. So here the shoulder blades coming back to neutral rotation, and then it's arm bone in the shoulder socket moving from there. Let's do it again. So now it's arm bone in the socket to about here. We turn our palms. And then somewhere along here is when our shoulder blades go, okay, we got to go to upward rotation. Now to accentuate upward rotation, we reach right hand higher, higher, higher than the left. Try to effort it a little bit more and then soften it back. That was upward rotation on steroids there. Now left side, we upward rotate, upward, 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 get that movement, and then soft. Right side, upward, get that extra millimeter, maybe it's a ½ inch, and then cleans out barnacles. Left side, upward rotation, go, 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 go. And then down. Now we do both at the same time. Upward rotation, extra, get that extra millimeter, maybe ½ inch. Oh, and then melting, 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 melting. Let them just hang there for a moment. Sometimes it can feel sort of wrung out in a good way. Maybe it's a little achy, but sometimes it's just like you got something done there. Arms now. Forward up to in front of you. Same rule applies. The shoulder blades have not had to upwardly rotate yet, but now they do. Somewhere along that trajectory, they now have to upward rotate to get you there. Let's reverse that. Forward and down. On this one, we go up to hold. Forward, up. Now, once up, let's make it into a heart-opening back bend. So can you lift your chest? Can you lift your chin? Can you almost imagine you're on a diving board and you're getting ready to do a back dive up and over the top, just a little bit. And forward, down, melt. And we do what's called sink chi to the belly as a closing. Hands float, roll, palms up, fold at the elbows, this up and over gather, and then the hands just settle right down, front of the belly button. Palms turn to face the belly button. This is sort of like mind saying, hey, chi, return to your nest for a moment. I know we've been active. Let's be passive a moment. Let everything settle. We're breathing, nasal breathing. And release the arms down alongside you. Standing up, sitting down. So remember, the important one with standing up, sitting down is that your feet, usually we have about 90 degrees here. When it's time to stand up, first thing, make that a more acute angle. Bring the feet a little more under the knees, right? So do that. Feet come back a little bit. And then we don't think up, we think fold. Head goes out beyond our toes. We think forward. So the butt comes off the chair and now we're in our feet. Then we think push down and the up happens because of the down. Not because we're up here pulling. It's because we're actually so relaxed and so rooted that we're shooting towards the sky, right? Then we reverse that. Stick your tush back, fold, right? So remember, it's that gesture first. Notice I haven't even bent my knees, but my head is out here, shoulders out here. Then start bending those knees and sinking, right? Sinking, landing, and then go, okay, back to easy. 3 more. First one is the ABC version, which is fold, forward, push. All right, you got to have that one under our belt. Fold, sinking, pause, land, and then back to neutral. Now the other version would be the water version, hydraulic. So once you got all that, then you can flow. Right? It's just one liquid gesture. Same thing on the way down. It's fold, flow. Right? And there's nowhere that you lost control. You didn't plunk into the chair, right? Let's do it. Let's do that twice more. Liquid. Just easy. Make it easy. Let it be easy. Soft. Relax. right, and we're up. Let's do 4 where we don't actually land in the chair, but we squat. So let's do a couple where it's the ABC version, where it's very linear. Fold, sit. We're really focused on like straight, flat back, you know? And then we rise up. That's sort of what you see in the fitness scene, is a lot of that kind of thing, making a linear body, right? But with Qigong, Tai Chi, over time, we want to let the roundness manifest. So again, we're not sitting in our chair if you can help it. We're just sinking and rising. But now on this one, what I want you to just watch first is now I'm not doing sort of this linear thing, but more round. So letting my arms hang. This is the Tai Chi squat. My tail just goes enough out the back that I sink. My knees do not punch out this way because that's not good for them. Sink and let your fingers dangle down like you're going to touch your toesies. Right? And then push through the earth and just rise. So you execute this with hydraulics. Tail sneaks out the back. Sink and just let there be roundness. Only go as deep as you should. Don't go too deep. And then just rise. Feel that ease. Let's do 3 more. Feel the open sacrum, the open tail, the open lower back, where you're not having to force it and jam it, but rather you're letting it sort of open and round. Last one. Just tail sneaks out the back and we just sink and rise. All right. Stay standing. Now, we're standing here, noticing your feet. You can let your liquid spill a little bit forward. So right now my toes are sort of working extra. My heels are slightly even off the floor, but not because I forced anything. It's just because I tilted my liquid forward and then tilt it back to middle. Then safely tilt it a little into the heels. Feel how your toes get light and you sort of have to counterbalance with the head and torso to stay afloat, and then middle. So let's just do this back, this forward and back. Be safe there, right? Forward. Can you be so relaxed in the shoulders and arms that this starts happening? Forward, and the hands sort of pendulum swing forward. Back, they sort of pendulum swing back. Now we do our Tai Chi opener together. Forward and up. As you rock back, the hands slide over the top towards the chest, right? So the elbows bend, it comes back. The hands settle just a bit right here. Then we rock into the toes, they shoot out. That's called G, driving energy. Turn the palms to face each other and let them drop. Then remember this weird pathway, the hands coming up under the armpits. Then we rock into the toes, the hands, palms, we rock back towards our heel. We go forward and up, sliding back, so we're a little in our heels here. Then it's a soft pushing down, 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 and then it's that Tai Chi crouch. And we rise back to standing. So here's the whole thing. Rock a little forward, the hands go a little forward. Rock a little back, the hands go a little back. Now we rock forward, they go forward and up. Far end of a circle. As you rock back, they come sliding over the top of that circle, and they're right in front of the chest as they settle down. We're in our heels here. Now toes shoot across the circle. Arms should be totally straight here. Palms turn to face each other and they fall. Then the hands come up that unique, interesting route right under the armpit. We rock to our toes, the hands extend. Then palms face the floor, the hands come down. And then the final bit is forward and up like we did in the first. over the top like we did in the first towards the chest, and then press down. See this press movement that I just did? Press. And then Tai Chi squat. And we rise. One more time. A little forward, a little back. A little forward and go forward and up. And you ride that wave back to your heels. Settles right in front of your chest. And then you shoot. They fall. And then up under the armpit and out. And then press softly down and back. Forward and up. Over top. Pushing down, 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 down. And Tai Chi squat. Crane, flaps wings. Open. The key to this one here is shoulder and chest gate. Open. And zero tension in these arms. And then you just let this gate close. And then you open. Wings. Wing. We're working on fluid. Yoga movements and joint mobilization is really just to decompartmentalize this body, and then it's about using chi and liquid and hydraulics to move through space. Now we float up. This is where we roll, palms up, fold at the elbows. The hands come in close. And then settle, 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 all the way to a zero, hanging. And then from those two shoulder gates, wing. Roll, palms up, fold at elbows, and settle through. Notice that we did roll and fold very separate from each other. Eventually, they're sort of like one thing. So let's try that. We wing, and then right here, we roll, fold, fold. And it goes in that order. The roll has to happen before the fold, right? Because it changes the angle of the joints. Again, float up, and you sort of catch this momentum by just going roll, fold. Beautiful, guys. Really nice. And the whole body that's a great example of how we want the whole body to move over time. Where it's like at no point does it ever get caught in a joint. It's just the whole thing is sort of, in a way, it's bypassing our joints during our movement, which sounds bad, but it isn't. Now, wings. Now, right hand, roll, fold. Left hand, sweep. We gather this ball. This is the embrace moon. Important position. Right hand, reverse out to wing as the left arm is going wing. Now it's left hand's going to roll, fold, right hand come under. Great job. All right, it's tricky for the brain to track this. Reverse. Now hands go in reverse and then So just tracking this is quite a challenge, right, at the beginning. And then eventually it's like, oh, okay, I got it. And then you add on, you add steps and movements and turns and all this other stuff that makes it Tai Chi. But this is a great starter kit of opposite but equal and balanced movements that are connected but asymmetrical. Last time out and release. Now let's get our Tai Chi push. Bend, right elbow. Palm comes up. Remember this move we did earlier. Turn the palm to face forward-ish. So we don't crank the wrist. We just turn it forward till the joint is soft. Everything's still round. And then you push. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see when we push, there isn't a jamming back of the wrist and a forcing at the heel of the hand at all. There's also not a flat hand. It's sort of ish. It's in between. Push. Also notice when I push, I don't lock, 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 and overdo it. It's just Tai Chi extension, and then turn the palm around and ride it on back in. So now it's a loaded spring. We turn the palm forward-ish and butter, smooth, smooth. One more. One of the most primary functions of that arm is this extend and this draw. And release down, switch. Forward-ish, push. And back. And so in the angle, just try to have that push go sort of right out in front of the shoulder gate, right? Not too much in the middle, not too much out here, just right there. And then turn that palm and just draw it right back to that shoulder gate, which is this shoulder chest nook. Turn it and just push and reverse. Fluid, right? Notice, is there hiccups in your movement? Notice, is there a rush and then slow down, or can it be equally buttery? Turn, equally buttery, and let the arm come down. Others, both sides rather. Both. Forward-ish. Push. Turn, draw. Turn. Easy. One more. Fingertips. Now, keep the right hand close, left hand push. Now, just the palms, zip, switch, and then we go one draw, one push. And then the palms just switch, palms. Now keep doing this and just notice, this is one of the best places to feel, where is your Ming Men or door of life, lumbar spine area, your low back. So notice how when you do this, because it's alternate and there's a sort of twist opportunity, you feel a little bit of Ming Men rotation, a little turn, right? And then change again, turn, change again, turn. This is another one that eventually we do while walking backwards, which is really interesting, right? But first, just feel subtle twist. Subtle twist. So we're opening up that Ming Men, that door of life, that important energy doorway that for us as we age locks up. That's why people lose mobility. And last one. Now keep that hand by your chest, bring the other hand close, release down. Now ideally these are all open, free, relaxed, right? Your shoulders and your arms and fingertips, and ideally they're sort of full of chi down to the fingertips. So you just let them hang. Now the bear washes paws. Let your body weight change into that right leg. Turn your belly button that way. That naturally will bring your left hand across a little bit in front, right? Then stay turned to the right as you shift. Turn the belly button. Then naturally just send that chi-filled hand through. We'll naturally bring the other one across a little bit. And then we go, okay, let's go the other way. Shift and turn and hands. Whoa, well, they just float on through. And then naturally shift and turn and sweep. The hand positions here, one is doing what's called brush knee, right hand brush. Left hand does what's called sweep the leg. Brush and sweep, or sweep and brush rather, no, brush and sweep. Now let that momentum pick up just a bit in the sense of not that you're losing balance, but that the hands, hey, they're starting to explore space a little bit. So now this sweeping the leg hand is going out in front a bit and around a big circle and coming in close. So this is called the bear swirls the stream. So if I turn sideways, you can see that rather than the hands staying in close to the body. One hand is out, but it's still at water level. Still at water level. And the shoulder loose is just getting a really nice spiral, a really nice circle, right? Then the fish are jumping out of the water. So now we let that bear paw come up out of the water around chest height and across and snatch the fish. And then let it drop softly into the water. And then it's cross and snatch the fish. And it's into the water. So right now it should be, if we're going this way, it should be the right hand in the sky coming across high, and then it falls into the water. The left hand now comes out of the water, and as we shift and turn to the right, that left hand comes across, and then it falls. And so you get this feeling of, remember your Ming Men, your navel height area of your lumbar spine. We're just sort of shifting and turning and loosening up that Ming Men. Now we have to fend off the other bear. So this hand rises higher and comes at a downward diagonal slash. And then this one's rising higher and it's coming. So each time I'm now in my left leg. Now I'm in my right leg. And I'm in my left leg. And in my right leg. Now, back to the bear just washing paws. And we turn this into brush, knee, and push. So the next time we come across here, right arm, wing, roll, fold. All of this is familiar, right? We've gone over these in their separate pieces. So over time, it gets familiar. Now, this is ready for remember our push that we did, but we push across. Shift, turn, brush, and push. Then right hand goes down as left hand comes up like a wing, rolls and folds. We're ready for shift turn, brush push. Then the hands do a switcheroonie around, and we're shift turn, brush push. And make sure that brush goes through, right? Because we can't let it get stuck back here, right? Like that. We got to let it brush right through. And then that allows it to circle around and return. And now we go a shift, turn, brush, push, bottom and top hand. And we're going shift, turn, brush, push. One more each way. And now stay in that left leg. Right hand just falls into the water. Left elbow bend. Point finger up to the sky. Right foot empty. Step it a touch behind you, with the toes turned slightly out 5 or 10 or 15 degrees. Now, treat your back leg like it's a chair and sit on it. The leg should compress a little as like a spring-loaded unit would, and it should lighten the load of your front leg. Touch the earth out in front of you. I'll turn slightly sideways so you can see. Touch the toe. Golden rooster. This could be your whole pose. If you want to go a step further, can you lift? Lower, lift, lower, without spilling teacup on head. Then lift and hold, possibly someday full rooster, where this is in chamber. Now we lower that foot completely empty, toes turned slightly out, change, use the left leg as your standing leg, left hand comes into the water, right elbow bend. Empty right foot, touch the earth, or lift lower without spilling tea, or lift, hold, or full chamber golden rooster. Over time, when you start to inhabit the pose, then sort of like an octopus. I just watched that great movie again, My Octopus Teacher. If any of you have not seen that, such a good, touching film. But octopus, liquid, right? Now set this empty foot to the floor. Change. Change and use that empty leg now as your full leg. Empty, right hand low, left hand high, left foot, touch earth or octopus. Right? All this liquid freedom. Set down that empty foot. Change. Rooster. Change again. You set down the foot empty. You don't fall into it. You set it down empty and then change. Rooster. 2 more. Change. Ding. Arrive. Change. Ding. And then set that foot down, both hands down. The bear washes paws. Hands play with clouds, shifting left. Right hand sweeps the leg, turns into vapor, and rises and becomes a cloud. Now the cloud hand is important. I'm going to come close. Round, as opposed to sharp angle or too straight. It's right in the middle. This is called ward off. It's a shield, right? And it's the cloud hand, okay? Now, left hand is in the lake. This hand is the cloud. Now we shift turn, cloud in the sky, lake at the bottom. Then they change. Cloud rains, lake vapors, get that round quality. Then we shift turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain, and we go back. Shift turn. Shift turn. Can we add a challenge? While you're vapor raining, this left foot should be empty. So in, out. Shift turn, cloud lake. And then vapor rain as you in, out. Shift turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain as you in, out. Shift turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain as you in, out. One more. Now, come back to the middle. Crisscross. The hands fall and come alongside. Now we finish with sinking chi, washing organs, which we've been working on. So this includes a lot of what we've already done. So again, rock back, and again, rock forward, the arms swing. Now we rock back, the hands come back, and they float up sort of like crane wings. Then when we rock forward, the hands roundabout circle grasp out at mouth level. Then as you rock back to your heels, the hands come into the mouth, down to the belly, and then we do our Tai Chi squat. We push through the earth, rise back to standing, and we do that again. Rock a little bit forward, swing forward. Rock a little bit back, the arms swinging back, we catch a ride on the wave. Rising hands, rock forward, they wrap around and get to your sort of tipping almost forward out to the tips of the fingers, and then it's rock back like a wave, washing in, down to the belly with the hands, and then Tai Chi squat, dangle the fingertips. Push through the earth to rise. 3 more. Rock a little forward. Rock back and catch the wave. Rising arms. Rock forward, they ride up over that circle. Hands at mouth height. We rock back, and it's like this inviting in of the outside chi. It's also the chi in the body circulating down and then through. Tai Chi squat. And last one. A little forward. A little back, catch a wave. Ride that wave. We're getting all our little spirals and pivots in our body utilized. We're executing movement with liquid. Tail sneaks out the back. We dip. And we close with sink chi to belly, which is crane wing. Roll fold. A settle, 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 settle. and then seal. That's one hand over the belly button. So center of palm called the Lao Gun point. Just place that right on top of the belly button. Place the other Lao Gun point on the back side of the other Lao Gun. Bow the head just slightly. If eyes closed is possible, do it. Release unnecessary activity. And let's just take 5 breaths here while we allow everything to settle, settle, settle. It's almost like how they talk about it is the navel is this opening to a reservoir. And so all of our chi can go out and dance around and be used and play in movement or thinking or emotion, but we want it to know how to nestle back. So let it nest back. See if we can go to a complete 0, just another 3 breaths. No activity, no thinking, no planning, no positive or even negative emotions. 0. And then we close with the Taoist bow, opening the eyes. A very easy way to do it is this outside hand. You just slip that thumb onto the inside of the palm and grab around it, right? So it's just like that. Boom. The reason it's the Taoist bow is because that's a yin-yang symbol, as opposed to if you've ever done martial arts, it's this thing here. It's like violence and peacefulness, right? Or power and compassion or something like that, where the Taoists are like, or just balance yin and yang, which I love. And they're just saying, balance yin and yang, simple and easy. All right, so have a comfortable seat and we can chat for a bit. I know many of you will have to wander off. I didn't have a clock right in front of me, so I ended up going 10 minutes over. Sorry about that. But any questions, comments, anything like that, unmute yourselves and let's chat. Otherwise, you feel free to wave by and leave if you need to or whatever. So thanks, Lee. Good seeing you. So again, you must unmute yourselves. Everyone is still muted. Stanley's not muted.
Stanley's going to say goodbye and thank you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Okay, thanks.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
I apologize for being late. I had a power outage in my neighborhood.
Oh, no.
I tried everything I could think of to hook up, but I couldn't until the power came back on.
Sorry.
It's
not so groovy. I know you can usually use your phone to do that maybe if you have a cell.
Not here. The reception is too fraught.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you got something out of that.
I did.
Good.
It was lovely.
Good. Oh, let me stop the recording. Yeah, remember there's the recording too, so you can go back to that if you